While air travel has generally become more accessible to more people recently, the price of flight tickets is still a factor that makes it impossible for many to visit new places. What's the cheapest way you can visit Europe? Is there a way to fly all the way to London or Paris for under just $400? In this video, we'll explore an exciting new airline that connects passengers from the US to Europe for a fraction of the normal price. Stay tuned. While prices of air travel have been steadily decreasing in the last decades, the price of an airfare still makes air travel inaccessible to a lot of people. However, there is one airline that is radically lowering prices to prices that we've only ever recently seen at the now defunct airline WOW Air. But how affordable am I talking? Are the $99 one-way fares back? Before I dive into answering that question, please consider subscribing to my channel. More great aviation content like this is on the way. All it takes is pressing that red button below. Icelandic-based airline PLAY Airlines is offering flights in and of its hub in Reykjavik, Iceland to US and European cities. PLAY operates a fleet of A320neo family aircraft that are configured with an all-economy layout. Essentially, they shuttle passengers from the mainland US to popular destinations in Europe via a stopover in Iceland. How affordable are these fares? Well, after spending a significant amount of time on PLAY's website, I've highlighted two routes in particular that allow Americans to visit Europe for as little as just over $300. To clarify, PLAY Airlines flies currently into just 3 US destinations, with more planned in the future. They fly into New York Stewart, Boston Logan, and Baltimore Washington Airport. The first route I took a look at was Baltimore to Paris via a stop in Iceland. This fare included 4 total flights as I selected a round trip. The total price including taxes was just $350. So what's the catch? Can you really just book a flight for under $400 all the way to Europe? Well, there are a couple factors that make such an affordable fare possible. First, the selection included no baggage besides a personal item. That means you have to travel with just a normal size backpack. A checked bag costs another $72 one way, and a carry-on another $46. This fare also included no seat selection, so you may end up with a seat right next between 2 other strangers. Definitely not ideal. However, the most important factor in booking such a flight is flexibility. This particular fare was for a flight at the end of August, when the summer craze has mostly ended. You'll be able to get much better deals if your travel plans are pretty flexible. Finally, the stopover length for the cheapest flights are extremely long. In order to get this $350 deal, you need to stay in Reykjavik for 42 and 25 hours. If you're on a strict schedule, this could be an extreme inconvenience. But once again, if you have flexibility, these long stopovers could only just allow time for you to explore the beauty of Iceland for a day or two. So if you want to get the most basic airfare for just $350, you'll need to make some compromise and have a lot of flexibility in your travel plans. It's always good to note that the air travel market is always fluctuating, so the deals and prices you may observe one day could be gone the next. Before I go any further, if you've enjoyed this video thus far, please consider giving it a like. It's the easiest way you can show your support. Another factor you have to consider is the airport that you want to fly into. While PLAY sells a flight from New York to London for just over $400 at the end of August, they only fly into New York Stewart and London Stansted Airport. Both of these airports are not the major airports in their own cities, so it may be hard to catch a connecting flight if your final destination is not London or New York. Likewise, if you aren't starting your journey in London or New York, you'd probably have to catch a taxi or Uber from one airport to another, which is less than ideal. However, if you're a flexible traveler that can deal with all of these factors, then flying to Europe is relatively affordable. You may be wondering, how can this be real? How long has PLAY Airlines even been operating for? Well, Play Airlines recently celebrated their first anniversary, thus they are a relatively new airline. But much of their management was brought from the previously operating Icelandic airline WOW Air. This airline went out of business back in 2019 and hasn't flown since. Thus, much of the airline strategy between these two airlines are similar. The long-haul, low-cost airline market is most definitely a volatile piece of the airline industry, but one that can most definitely benefit air travel customers that want to venture out of their continent for the first time for a reasonable price. Thus, while some of Play Airlines fares are somewhat hard to believe, they are legitimate fares that travelers from across the world are taking advantage of. While you will be getting a no-frills airline experience, you will be flying in a modern jetliner across the Atlantic, all without busting your wallet. That begs the final question. Is Play Airlines actually profitable? Well, as they've launched during the tail end of the COVID-19 pandemic, it'd be surprising if Play had actually turned a profit. And looking at Play's quarterly financial reports, they haven't. But they are anticipated to turn a profit within the second quarter of this year, coming very soon. The strategy Play is attempting hasn't really worked in the past, but since they're starting a strategy that's been attempted before by their literal management, many think they'll be able to learn from their mistakes and hopefully become a successful airline. What do you think? Will Play Airlines actually turn a profit within this quarter? Will Play Airlines be able to offer outrageously affordable airfares to customers like you and I in the future? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you've enjoyed this content and want to show your support, consider getting extra content perks by becoming a channel member. For showing your support, you'll get access to extra old content, shoutouts and videos, exclusive perks, recognition on my Discord server, exclusive chats with myself, and control over what videos I produce. Find out more by clicking the banner on your screen or in the description of this video. Also, my Discord server is now available for all of you to join, so make sure to do so by going to the pinned comment down below. It's a great place to have conversations with fellow aviation enthusiasts or have a chat with me. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next.